Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Denise, your host for our July webinar, and presenting today we have a truly dynamic duo, Alex Kim and Christian Manga. I will hand off in just a moment, but we do have a number of new folks joining us this month, so first some I promise, very brief housekeeping. Please know that by default everyone is muted upon joining the webinar, but each of you should see a control panel similar to what I'm displaying here on the screen now. And down below at the bottom there is this section where questions can be typed. They can be typed in at any time during the webinar, and then during the Q&A I will read the questions aloud in the order they're received. When the replay from today's session is available, we will send a direct link to the replay where you will also find all of the questions and their answers. That is all for housekeeping. If Alex and Christian, if you're ready, we can get this party started.
Hello and welcome everyone. First off, I'd like to thank all of you for finding time and joining us today, and for your interest in our solutions. Today we're going to talk about storing supplemental data in QID ERP database. And let's start with an overview. What kind of supplemental data users want to store in QID ERP? As some of you may know that we're helping QID users since 2001, and over the years we observed that around 50%, about half of the people would like to or require to store some additional information in QID database. And regardless of all these hundreds of existing QID tables and thousands of fields, people still want to have stuff of their own. And what kind of information we're talking about? And the answer ranges from just a couple of extra fields in the item master, and a good example could be additional attributes for material or finished product attributes, and it ranges all the way up to a much larger data sets such as sales contracts, contact databases, a business-specific quality assurance and quality control databases, or anything else in between. Then the question is why users want to integrate their supplemental data in QID ERP. What drives this need? As we observed, primarily these things. So their daily business operations require and rely on this data. It might be a Kaizen, continuous improvement initiative, or it might be a research or analysis for better and clever decision making. Whatever the case might be, about 50% people out there want to accommodate their supplemental data in QID to do their job better. Now let's see what kind of benefits this integration will bring. The integrated supplemental data will become more trustful and more reliable compared to the same data stored on the outside in the form of Excel spreadsheets scattered across the network. And the reason for this is the integration, the centralized storage, and the enforced data validation. The integrated supplemental data are more accessible and faster to share and exchange compared to non-integrated data. And another benefit is the improved business analysis. When you embed the supplemental data into your reports, QID reports, this will lead to a better decision, making decisions, and the improved bottom line. So now let's see about possible solutions. And there are a few out there. And one of the popular ones is ProStar's software product called Tailor Pro. And this is a non-invasive bolt-on product based on session triggers. It's very popular. We have shared customers who are very happy with their product. And the next one is QID's Integrated Customization Toolkit, or ICT, which is also based on session triggers, and also very popular. The other option is simply to hire consultants or perform an internal custom development to accommodate additional data and functionality. All these solutions they have great benefits for sure. However, let's see what kind of challenges the users face. And the first off, the lack of knowledge. As we learned, some people don't know what's available out there and what's feasible and not feasible, and the benefits each solution can deliver. The next challenge is a lack of funds to implement the integration. And last but not least is a lack of technical resources to actually perform the integration, and a lack of resources to maintain the data properly in QAD. And bear in mind that in order to reap the benefits, additional efforts would be required to maintain the data properly in QAD database. So this is where our extension Workbench tool fits in. It's been designed to manage supplemental data very efficiently. The setup is easy, as no programming nor revamping database structure are required. Its plug-and-play software typically installs within an hour and available for free trial. You get a good productivity gain while not overloading your staff with extra work. And you massively manage thousands of records at once, unlike one record at a time in traditional maintenance program. You have an ability to mass manage both additional fields of the existing QAD tables and also your own standalone data sets. And these are your own private data sets or virtual tables, which are not linked to any existing QAD tables. And this could be contracts, QA or QC databases, contact databases, and anything in this nature. And now let's see how the extension Workbench work. Let's see it in action. So Denise, could you switch screens, please?
You betcha. And Christian, tag, you are it.
Can you see my screen?
Yes. Looks good.
Hi everybody. As Alex mentioned, this Excel tool is built to expand QAD functionality to accommodate supplementary data normally hosted outside of QAD ERP. The extension Workbench not just allows you to define additional fields to virtually any QAD table, but also provides a great capability for massively managing the additional data from convenient Excel spreadsheet. Once hosted within QAD ERP, the new data provides a reliable foundation for accurate reporting, process improvement, and support for making the right decision. The extra attributes are saved in the user work file table, and depending on the QAD version, we can add up to 15 new character fields, 15 decimal fields, 15 integer fields, 15 logical fields, and 4 date fields. All these extra attributes can be accessed from other custom progress programs and reported on or used as needed. One example would be to add extra attributes to existing item master information. Let's take a look at how we would define these new item master attributes first. First, we define a new data set called milk, which defines the key field, item number in our case, validated against the item master, as well as any other restriction on data which can be added to this data set. For example, on the group equal milk. Then we need to define the fields which are part of this data set. We can define read-only fields like item description, product line and its description, as well as the fields which are updatable, which will be saved in the user work file fields. The character fields can have both format as well as database restrictions. The integer and decimal fields can have a format restriction as well as a lower and upper limits, and logical fields can store or accept other values than yes, no, if specified. After the data set is defined, we can then use the Excel loader to download, upload data to this data set. Let's enter the data set milk and select to download the table data, which will download all the items which satisfy the key restriction, which is existing item and the item group equal milk in this case. Let's click download, and as soon as we select an action button for the first time, we will have to log in to the QED ERP application, and we use standard QED authentication logic to validate your user ID and password. Let's log in. Okay. As we can see, we downloaded all the items which are part of the item group milk, and we can see the read-only field values, which is description, as well as the product line and product line description, and there are no extra attributes yet filled in. So let's update the attributes for a few items, and we'll delete the rest from the upload. Okay, just bear with me for a few seconds while I enter some data. Let me delete what we don't need to add. Let's click the upload. And the loader validates data in the cells against QED, and it will return an error message if inaccurate data is submitted, as in this case. The cells are highlighted in red, and placing the cursor over the cell will display reason for error. In this case, we don't have a generalized code for a doc with value stdd. And this one is an invalid time. We can also use the find error button to go from error to error. So we need to to fix all the data, and then we can try to upload again. Now the upload was successful. We can check the data was uploaded successful, so let's download again. And we can see the data is there, and the items which have extra attributes are reported, and then the other items with no extra attributes. We can delete the extra attributes for some of the items, and then add this. All right, let's try to upload again. So we're trying to upload now over 1,000 records, just to see how quick it is. And it's done. So we can see that over 1,000 records were uploaded in just a few seconds. As stated earlier, we can create and manage a dataset which is not linked to any QED table. For example, we can set up a dataset called contract to store simplified sales contract information. Let's take a look into the dataset definition. So we have the key field number, which just has a format restriction but no validation against the QED tables. And we have a start date, end date, description, item, quantity. Very simple data set. Let's try to download the information and update it. Well, I'll just change the quantity. It's telling me that the record is locked. Very good. Let me exit from here. And we can see that the quantity was updated really quick. As demonstrated, the extension Workbench is a very efficient tool for managing supplementary data massively, literally thousands of records at once in just a few seconds. You'll be able to manage efficiently both extra properties of the existing QED tables as well as completely standalone datasets which are not linked to any existing QED table. That concludes the demo portion, and now I pass control to Denise for the Q&A session.
We'll move on to our upcoming webinars, and here's a look. In fact, it's our complete fall lineup. In August we do take a summer break, so there is no August webinar, but we are right back to it in September. Olena returns to show how easily you can generate a scheduled orders report directly from QAD and create new supplier records in a snap even. In October, Nancy joins us to show how to manage sales orders from multiple sources without costly transformation interfaces. And then in November, I gotta see what I have here. In November, if you need to provide customers with new product cost estimates, you'll want to join us in November, and Christian will show you just how easy that is to do. Registration for all of our webinars is open already. You'll find them in any of our communications at the bottom, and we'll be adding all of them to our website, the home page. Typically you can access the links from there. As far as other events, if anyone is attending the Fall Midwest User Group Conference, 32Soft will be there, so please be sure to stop by to at least say hello. But ideally, if you're able to attend a presentation, J.J. Frister of IAC will join Alex to present Enterprise Pain Reduction. They'll discuss sources of tedium from financial close to production planning and how to minimize the pain of so many repetitive tasks. So hopefully if you are attending, you will be able to stop on by. And then, as always, we will follow up with our encore email. As soon as the replay from today is available, typically that's within about a week, we'll get that email out to everyone. It will have, as mentioned earlier, a direct link to the replay where questions and answers will be available as well. So keep the questions coming, and as we receive them, we will continue to answer them and include them right up until the encore email goes out. And you will always, as mentioned, find upcoming event information, including links to our webinars at the bottom of that encore email. So keep an eye out for it. Summertime, a good way to look at it when we are at work versus on vacation. This may be a time of fewer distractions because of people being out. Capitalize on that by focusing on projects that require strategic thought and planning, so you'll be ready to proceed with your fall proposals. You'll be glad you took advantage of any lulls. It's a little lengthier than we usually do as a wrap-up, but I thought it kind of fit nicely with today. We'd like to thank everyone very much for attending, and we hope the rest of your summer is fantastic and that you will join us again in September. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Thank you, Alex and Christian as well.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.